Hello, how are we doing? I'm going to do a bit of a naked version this week. No green screen tonight. These are questions for you, first of all. Hi, Adam. When should you protect your cable with conduit? And the next question is, how many types of tape and which types of tape do you carry with you? Okay. So we'll leave up as an open. So there's your two questions. There's your two start for tens. That would be interested. It'd be interesting to know now what your view is on that. Oh, there's a good answer. So conduit and all cables as they pass over metal edges. So we'll look at that one. So there's one. When should you protect cables with conduit? I've also got Stuart saying when routing externally as well. Yeah, Mick's gone for all the way in and out. Doesn't matter. Everything goes in conduit. Okay. I've got, and then the other question I've got is the tape one. Oops, quickly on that. See the live technology, eh? So you can see that one. So we've got PVC, and yeah, I think that's amalgamating, Stu. Cloth and gaffer. And we've got Graham saying PVC, amalgamate, cloth tape, gaffer tape, masking tape. So this is good. Cool. Excellent. So, hello and welcome. So, if you just joined, I've asked two questions of all, right? When should you protect your cables with conduit? And the next one is how many types and which types of tape do you carry? But without further ado, we'll fly on. Okay, so let's see who else we've got on. I'll do a quick sort of hello to anyone that's coming on. Let's have a look. Yes, come on. Welcome everybody. Welcome Aid. Welcome Graham. Welcome Mick. Matt, welcome all the rest of you as well. Keith, I can see you, Keith, as well. Adam, welcome on board anyway. So, cable routing and protection. So inside the cabin and passenger area, we should be talking about the protection in that area. Securing visible areas as well. And then we're going to look at bulkheads and going outside. And then we'll look at outside the cabin. So inside the cabin and passenger area. Well, this is up for debate. If everyone thinks any differently, it'd be nice to hear anything protection-wise. I think that if the cable is unshielded, so we've got some unshielded cable here. Here we go. Here's some unshielded cable. There we go. There. And I'll put them down on. If I put them on the old visualizer, there we go. Some exposed cable like that. I think that really you've got to be talking about putting that in some kind of protection. I don't know what you think. I think that it would need some kind of protection on that. Let me just put myself on there. I can see if I can do that. Oh, look, I can. There we go. Whoa, clever stuff. You're going to need some kind of protection on just an exposed bit of cable, and you can either cable tie it or tape it up. And this is the question: is what would you do with that? Would you actually just cable tie it up, or would you put tape around it? General consensus is. That I would say that you would cable tie it, together. So the cable ties, in that sort of respect like that. So you'd have if there was a group of cables, should we say, you would cable tie them up like so, or tape them. Yes. But generally, yeah, as well, you could, as Mick said, you could really put them in, you could really put them in conduit and make them look, proper, yeah, tape and cable tie, Stuart says. Well done, Stu. But the key thing is, it needs to be, yes, Keith, I like that answer. I'll see if I can put it up on the screen. Loomed to match the vehicle and secured with ties. Absolutely bang on. If you do it that way, it really means that you've gone to the next level of effort, and that's what it's all about in this game. I mean, what we want to try and do is try and make ourselves look like, this looks like it's actually been installed by an installer rather than someone just off the back street sort of thing. This is this is the type of professionalism that we're trying to get out there. And if we do it the way Keith, people can then look at it and go, well, actually, this is the 9th level. This is actually going to the next level of installation. And I think that that's really key. And there are, we've got standards out there, but I think this is way above that standard. Darren, always use tape used in vehicle. There we go. So that's really good, and it's really nice to hear that from you guys, that you are actually, that you are actually using that sort of type of, way to sort of hide your cables. And then the next level is what do you do then with, to secure it down? Yeah. Adrian says we do loom it and fix it to the OE loom with vehicle loom tape. So yeah, again, going to the 9th level, that is. There we go. We do loom it all, and we fix it all to the OE loom with vehicle loom tape. Absolutely brilliant, and that's really good to hear, because this is what it's all about. It's all about getting. Yep, another one there. You got a nice little comment there from Mick as well. It's always good to get it up to that, that great standard, and that's what it's all about, really. And making it look, and actually making it look. And I've talked about this before with other customers, and that is that, trying to make it that 9th edge to just to make it look like, wow, this actually looks like OE. It actually looks like the manufacturer's done this. Even though the manufacturers, when they do some things, sometimes they don't actually even sort of bring it up to that standard. But that's, it's going to that level, and that's it. Securing it with cable ties, taping it up, make it look like, and then if it's in an area where you can't tape it or you can't clip it, then consider using P clips or those plastic sort of style adhesive line sort of clips that clip onto, so it looks like you've gone to the. But P clips are the best for doing it, to make it look like it's part of the vehicle. Interesting question, Aid. Who else buys the BMW approved tape, which is £8.95 a roll? Let's open that to comments. Does anyone else buy that BMW approved tape, which is £8.95 a roll? No, I don't. I've got me. In fact, I'll have a look now. I've got me cloth tape here. I'll be back in a minute. So I've got my loom tape. So I've got VW. I don't know what this. I've got VW loom tape, I believe, and I've also got my my cloth tape, which I don't know whether you can see that well. In fact, I'll bring it down. Look, bring it down onto the visualizer now. Here we go. So there's my, as we call it, tester tape, and then I've got some loom tape here, and then I've got amalgamating. So I'm just pretty much the same as you guys. I've got insulation tape, all varying types of insulation tape. There's my amalgamating tape. And that's what that's what I would say is that you need. Let's just have a look. I've got new comments. Oops, don't do BMWs, Keith said. Very simple enough. And yeah, Graham actually says, there we go, we don't do much on BMW vehicles anyway. Move that comment over there. There we go. So that's interesting to know. But yeah, going to that next level is a key thing. Mick, I don't think we're all old enough to remember that, mate. No, I'm not. No, I don't think we're old enough to remember that, Mick. Sorry, mate. Anyone remember Foden's? No, I don't remember Foden. Too young for that. I'm too young for that. Sorry, I won't show you my grey hair or anything. I don't remember that. Does anyone else remember that? Moving back to I'm seeing all sorts of comments on here. Any company that tells me to use a Scotch lock can't tell me what tape to use. Sorry, Stu. It's a true story, that is. Anyway, so that's the sort of level that we're talking about. Visible areas. I mean, do we put them in conduit? Well, Mick reckons he puts them around everywhere, so that's fair enough. But what do you think? Visible areas, do we put it in conduit or do we put it in a sort of a factory sort of style tape? You know, do we put it in cloth tape or something? So how do you guys go with bulkheads? How do you deal with bulkheads and going outside the cabin? So how about that? Questions? Answers? What do you reckon? Anyone going to tap quick enough? Oh, that's an interesting comment. We'll put that little comment up now. Adrian, all new Mercedes-Benz use fine cloth tape which can't be cut out with a knife. Wow, didn't know about that. So what about going out through the bulkheads and going outside the cabin? Comments? Are we quick enough? No one's tapped in quick. So grommets and glands. So if you're going out through the bulkhead, you've got to either use. I would sort of try to head towards the vehicle grommet if you can, and then seal it with silicone. And certainly if you're going out, you know, through the roof or going out through the back areas, OE grommet, yes, OE grommet, conduit outside, but if split conduit, don't put through your grommet. Yes, absolutely, Graham. Yes, originally existing grommets and then reseal. Absolutely right, Reese. Thank you for that. Conduit outside, but if you're using split conduit, don't put them through your grommet. Absolutely. But if you go outside, I would say like if you're going out into the roof or you're going out through a side panel somewhere, dare you do it or anything. I think that definitely, yes. Oh, interesting. Yes, I like that, Keith. Another comment there about when you're grommeting out glands. Don't forget your drip loops. Definitely don't forget your drip loops. Absolutely bang on. So, yeah, absolutely, Keith. And then we move on to outside the cabin. Well, I don't think there's any argument at all about this. I think you've all agreed with me is that it should be protected with conduit and Copex. Has anyone seen one of these? I'm going to try and highlight it. No, you won't let me highlight. Has anyone seen? Let me see if it's pointed. Yes. Has anyone seen one of these? Have they seen one before? Do you know what I'm talking about? One of these things? Has anyone seen one? Has anyone got one? I'd be interested to know if you've actually got one. Has anyone got one of those? Because believe it or not, I'm going to tell you now. It was only about a year ago when I actually found out about these. Yeah, anyone know? Feeds the cable in and opens the conduit. Yes, exactly. Have I got one here? Where is it? Oops, there it is. They come in various sizes. I'll go on the visualizer again, my little visualizer. Yes, both sides. Yes, that's the one. Got two. Yes, I have got two. Where's my other one? All right, let me just... Oh, have I lost it? I've been going around in circles here. I think yes. I'll tell you why. It's because I've got it in my. Actually got it in my conduit already. Yeah, and this is it. This is actually for feeding the cable down the grommet. Did I say down the grommet? Down the conduit. So there we go. That's your conduit tool. They're about £2, and they make things so much easier when you're looming in, guys. If you haven't got one, go and get one. They're available from anywhere where you can get these from. Yes, they do. Hold on, save your fingers. Thank you for the little note on that, Keith. That's actually another presentation. ADR. Anyone know what ADR stands for? Keith, don't tell them. Anyone know what ADR stands for? Well, it's actually a vehicle with regulation. It's pet reg. It's more or less nearly a pet reg. But Keith, if you can tell me what ADR stands for, because I've forgotten, bring it up. But there's your conduit there for you. I've got some conduit here. So it should be protected with conduit and Copex for definite if you're going outside. And like I say, if it is going on a pet reg vehicle or an ADR type vehicle, then it has to have another level of protection on it, and it even has to have, in certain cases, it even has to have special cable as well. So that's it for this week, folks. Any questions on that? Anyone want to give any comments or anything? I'll just see if there's any fit stuff. I know Nick mentioned something. Oh yes, I sometimes use. There's a little one. I sometimes use gloves when it's short for the it's short for the French name apparently for ADR. We'll come back to that. Bryce sometimes says he sometimes uses gloves when conduiting cables because of the friction burns. Okay, let's just the iFit stuff. See if there's any comments on there. Just have a look. I'll have a look. I know Nick. Yes, Nick. Thank you, Nick. You can get them at Beals. They're a couple of quid. Yes. Thanks, Nick. We got your note on iFit. They are a couple of quid. Any other comments for tonight? Well, that's it for tonight. If you haven't got any other comments or anything else, I'll leave you with my music as usual. Next week, it's all about fuses. So we're going to go do a little thing about fuses. What type of fuses we use? What should we be using? We'll probably go into those nasty piggyback things as well, which would be nice. We'll have a chat about piggybacks and stuff, and all the other types of things that you can use on the fuses. And that's it. Thanks very much, folks. All the best. Look after yourselves. See you next week.